Hey guys, in today's video I want to talk about something I get asked all the time, and that is Guanajuato City versus San Miguel de Allende. What's the difference? How are they similar? And is one better than the other? Now, I'm not going to answer is one better than the other because I think they are both marvelous cities. And usually my answer is if you could take both of them and smush them together and put it next to a beach, you would have the perfect place on earth. Each city has its strengths and its weaknesses, and something that I consider a strength may actually be a weakness for your situations. So today I'm just gonna do a side-by-side comparison based on what I have seen living in both places. Okay, first and most obviously is the expat scene. San Miguel de Allende has a huge expat population and they're very active. There's a lot going on. There's a lot more English spoken there. And this could be a pro or a con depending on the person. On the one hand, I'm not gonna lie, it's really nice to have a larger group of people that you can be friends with, make connections with, etc., 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 if you're not fluent in Spanish. Now, we've been really lucky to find good friends here in Guanajuato, both expats and Mexicans who speak English. Because neither of us is fluent in Spanish yet, we're limited in that sense. And something that I've found is that traveling somewhere and living somewhere are two very different things. As a traveler, I don't want to be in places with a lot of foreigners. As someone who is living long-term in a foreign country, I gotta say, it's nice to have that. So for expat culture, San Miguel definitely wins, hands down. Now, in 5 years, what is it gonna look like? I would not at all be surprised if Guanajuato became another San Miguel de Allende to a certain extent. I don't think it's going to attract quite the number of retirees as San Miguel because the city is very hilly, and so accessibility is a concern. However, I see the expat population growing. So, you know, I don't know if San Miguel's gonna win this contest for very long, but for now, it definitely does. Okay, age. Guanajuato is a university town. It's younger, it's a little more vibrant. It's also a larger city. So it's going to attract a much younger population than San Miguel does. That being said, kids stuff for kids and families, I have to give it to San Miguel. There are beautiful parks here in Guanajuato, but the playground in Parque Benito Juarez in San Miguel is a lot better than our playgrounds here. And San Miguel has just got a lot more stuff for kids. There is a Pollo Feliz with a gigantic playground. It looks like a little theme park. There's a trampoline park. There are more wide open flat spaces in San Miguel, like right in front of the giant church is a really nice place for kids to play with those giant bouncing balloon things and run around. There's also a library there with 2 huge rooms of kids' books in both English and Spanish. There are a bunch of really well-regarded schools in San Miguel. So if you've got little ones, yeah, San Miguel is just an easier place to have kids. Walkability. I'm gonna give this one to Guanajuato. Guanajuato is not a car-friendly place. A lot of the roads are actually underground in the tunnels, so that cuts down on a lot of the traffic in the city. There are a bunch of walking streets here, and although it is hilly and you are gonna do some up and down walking, it's just a lot easier to get around on foot. San Miguel is definitely walkable, but there are a lot more congested streets, so you are doing a lot more walking on sidewalks next to a road in San Miguel than you will be doing in Guanajuato. Things to do. I'm gonna give this one to Guanajuato because of the university. There are always things going on. There is a ton of art and culture here, and it's a bigger city, so there's just always something happening. There is always a festival. There is always, I don't know if there's ever been a quiet weekend here. Now, there's a lot to do in San Miguel too, but I think Guanajuato edges San Miguel out a little bit on this one. Cafe culture. San Miguel has got this one in the bag. There are so many cafes, especially for the size of the city. There are good cafes here in Guanajuato as well, but San Miguel's just got way more of them. Fancy stuff. San Miguel is a lot fancier than Guanajuato. Now, there are plenty of fancy things to do here, fancy restaurants, all that. However, there seems to be a lot more money in San Miguel, and there are a lot more posh places, things, shops, kind of catering to that money. And it's not just the expats either. There are lots of wealthy chilangos from Mexico City who go to San Miguel. So don't point your finger just at the gringos for this one. And that's an example of one thing that could swing either way depending on what you're into. Prices. Guanajuato is cheaper. The rents are cheaper. You can get bigger places closer to the center for less money than you can in San Miguel. Now, there are plenty of places that are affordable in San Miguel, but having looked for rentals in both places, I'm pretty confident in saying Guanajuato is a lot cheaper. I find the food prices to be cheaper, and there are tons of free things to do, so definitely gonna go with Guanajuato on this one. Speaking Spanish, you are going to need a lot more Spanish here in Guanajuato than you are in San Miguel. Now, when we were living in San Miguel, we tended to stick to places that were more frequented by locals. We didn't do a lot of the gringo stuff. We didn't eat at a lot of restaurants that gringos ate at. So we actually were a little bit insulated from a lot of the English when we were first there. In San Miguel, there's going to be plenty of opportunity for you to practice Spanish if that is what you want. If you do not want that, there will also be plenty of people there who speak English who can help you out. However, Guanajuato is predominantly Spanish-speaking town. There, in the restaurants, you're going to have people who speak English, but if you live here, you're going to want to learn Spanish. And it's been really good for our Spanish being here because we use it every day, all the time, and it's really forced us to learn a lot more than we did when we were in San Miguel. Air quality. Guanajuato is less dusty than San Miguel. I'm not gonna lie to you, both San Miguel and Guanajuato do have a little bit of an issue when it comes to air quality. However, Guanajuato is a lot less dusty than San Miguel in the dry season. There's manufacturing nearby. I think both cities are about the same when it comes to the manufacturing in the state. So that type of air quality issues, they're pretty much the same. However, I found San Miguel to be a lot more dusty in the dry season. Now, once rainy season hits, the rain kind of takes care of the dust issues, but dry season, I find it a lot more comfortable over here in Guanajuato. Weather, Guanajuato is a tad bit cooler. We're up in the mountains, and it's not by much, but a few degrees cooler over in Guanajuato than it is in San Miguel. Architecture. San Miguel is beautiful, but, and this may be a little controversial, but I think Guanajuato is more beautiful than San Miguel. Now, everything is vertical, so some people feel a little claustrophobic here and do not like that at all. I was born in the mountains in West Virginia. I like that feeling of things being above me. Guanajuato is grand. To me, it's just astounding. San Miguel is also beautiful as well. Internet speed. Guanajuato's internet speed is faster than San Miguel's. Thanks guys for watching. What do you think? What's on your list? How would you compare the two cities? Let me know in the comments, and I will talk to you later.